Hello and welcome back to WesteroScraft Walks. I'm your host, Chris the Gardener, and today we'll be taking a look at some locations outside of Bitterbridge. Specifically, we're going to be looking at a Septry and a Motherhouse in this region. So if we go down this path from the Sept where we ended the last episode, we'll come across the Motherhouse over here. And as we pass through the main gate, we enter this courtyard here with a well and some vegetables to feed the Motherhouse. Over on the left, we have this covered walkway with an area behind for washing clothes. Right here is a small courtyard with a tree. We'll come back to this courtyard later, but if we go over here, here is a small library, and we have a painting of the crone above. This area takes us back over to that covered walkway. There's really nothing else in this area. We'll go up the stairs later, but first let's take a look at what's on the other side. So we'll just close the doors here. Over here we have a hall for eating with a great hearth in the back. We have a statue of the father over there. And here is the kitchen. We got a nice cauldron of soup being cooked with some crusty looking bread on that table over there. And the storeroom is right in this room here. We got a nice selection of vegetables, fruits, and cheeses. This area here is the Septry itself, or the Sept itself, where the women of the Motherhouse will pray. All of the gods are made out of wood over here. And here we have a bedroom with an icon of the mother. There's a bathtub on the right. And here's a wheelchair where one of the older residents of this Motherhouse just can sit and look out at this courtyard. Now let's go up the stairs and take a look on the second level. It's mostly just living spaces. There's a bell right here, and if we go through here, we have another table with a hearth and a keg of some beverage on the table. These are all just sleeping areas. All of the faithful usually live humbly, so these rooms aren't anything extravagant. Here is where the leader of this convent would live. And that's pretty much it for this Motherhouse. Let's make our way down, and we'll go over to the other Septry, which is nearby. Let's just close these. So we're going to go back the way we came, up this path, past the Septry, and you'll see some familiar places as we make our way over. So the lands of House Caswell share a border with Longtabor, the domain of House Merryweather, and the fossways of Newbarrel. So in the direction we'll be going, you can kind of see the work in progress that is Longtabor. Yeah, so as we're walking, this is going to be quite a long walk. Like, I would like the horses to be fixed right now. They just look weird and untextured. I wish I had a picture of what they look like, but I don't think you all would like to see what the horses currently look like. But I would like for that to be fixed, so that way we don't have to, so I don't have to spend all this time walking long distances between places. So in the distance, you can see Bitterbridge. That's the southern tower of the town. And if we go on this road, this will take us to the Septry, closer to Longtable. And if we go further down this road here, we'll reach Longtable. We'll cross a bridge, and that is the border of the lands of House Merryweather. Over here we have one of the many fields of the Reach. It seems that this one does not have any crops planted on it. Either they're letting the soil rest, or they just harvested the crops that were in that field. So over on the right, you can see there's a building that is the Septry on this side. So the difference between a mother house and a Septry is that a mother house is mostly for septas and women of the faith, while the Septries are mostly for the male practitioners of the faith. So we'll go through this door here, and we come to this courtyard. Over here we have a building with a small room over here, maybe for the person who tends the crops. Here is another living space, probably for scribes. And here are the vegetable gardens, and to the right here you can see that there are stables or stalls for donkeys, with the person living on top tending to those donkeys. Here's a storehouse with some firewood, an extra chair, and a pitchfork. And if we go in this building, this is the main area of the Septry. Here is a table where they would have their meals, and the kitchen with a pantry just right in the back. On the other side, we have a library, just like the mother house. There's a candle over here for light. And over here we have a desk area with a shrine of the Father above for the Septon who is in charge of the Septry. There's a shrine of the Warrior. Now let's go upstairs. We have more desks where scribes are writing texts for the faith. And here we have the Sept. And just like the mother house, all of the carvings of the seven are made out of wood, and we have banners which tell us which one is which. There's another desk, and here are some of the living spaces. There's a small closet, and we have one more level up where we can go. There's another desk, an area where we can take a look at the Sept, and another bedroom over here. There really isn't anything else to see in the Septry, but the Septry over here has a large garden with that's divided into 7 different areas, each with their own shrine of the each of the 7 gods. So let's take a look at that. Oh, we already went through here. So let's go to the right. You can see that here we have apricots or peaches growing on the trees here. But before we take a look at the garden, let's take a look at this wooded area on our right. There's a small shrine in the center. And it kind of resembles, it's like, the way that I saw it is, like, it's this mix between the worshipping the old gods and the new. We just have this god's wood, and instead of a weirwood tree in the middle, we have a shrine to the seven. And we also have benches here where people can just sit and just enjoy the calm tranquility of the forest. And this is the shrine that I was just talking about, where they could pray to all seven gods. Now let's take a look at the shrines and the gardens that surround this, but first, if we just hop on top of here, you can see the different crops in this area, but over in the distance, you can actually see the castle of Longtable in the distance. That will be the next destination as we make our way over to Highgarden. But let's take a look at the rest of the garden here and the shrines. So we just need to backtrack a bit to go to the first of the shrines. So over here we have the smith. You can see the anvil and the hammer. Here's an entrance to the garden. Next we have the father with his scales of justice, which is really just a brewing stand. Here is the crone with her lantern. Can we close this? Oh, right, I'm in adventure mode. Can't interact with those at the moment. This shrine here is the maiden. You can see white bricks were used. And if we pass through this odd, really can't call it an arch, but if we pass that, we'll come to the shrine of the warrior. And here, next to these blue flowers, we have the mother. And last but not least, we have the shrine for the stranger. And you can kind of see, like, all of the fields have something growing in them, except for the field with the stranger, which is completely barren. So let's just make our way over to that bridge that separates the lands of the Caswells from the lands of the Merryweathers. You can see it over in the distance, as well as those large flying lines of wool. Over here is a sign with a lantern here. It says, "To Longtable." And here is the bridge where another river meets the Mander, where it flows and meets the Mander at Longtable in the distance. So I think this is a good place to end the video. We'll start around here when we go visit Longtable. So I hope you liked this short. Let me know what you thought of my building video that I released, which is the last one that I released. I'll link it up on the top right. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I am Chris the Gardener, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.